On December 8, 1941, the day after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese launched an invasion of the Philippines. Over 120,000 Japanese troops, 500 aircraft, and the Imperial Japanese Navy's Third Fleet descended on the islands of the Philippines, and within days they had reached the capital of Manila. One obstacle stood in their way and would not go down without a fight: Fort Drum. The small island fortress, known as the concrete battleship, held them at bay for 5 months, despite continuous bombardment. Hello, this is Russell, and welcome to Anything History. Fort Drum, or the concrete battleship as it became known, is a fascinating story. Its outside-the-box thinking was so unique, its design was an ideal what-if scenario. You can imagine at one point in time, its designers wondered, what if you could build a battleship out of concrete? Fort Drum was located at the entrance of Manila Bay in the Philippines. This unique fortification played a critical role in the region's coastal defense network. It was positioned between Fort Mills on Corregidor, Fort Hughes, and Fort Frank. These forts provided mutual covering fire while preventing enemy ships from entering the bay. According to the war plan, these forts were designed to endure a 6-month siege, during which time the United States was expected to reclaim the islands. The history of Fort Drum and its role in the Battle of the Philippines stands as a testament to the bravery and resilience of those soldiers who defended it. The origins of Fort Drum date back to the early 1900s, following the Spanish-American War. The United States recognized the strategic importance of Manila Bay. It sought to fortify the entrance to protect the Philippines, then a U.S. territory. Fraile Island, a small rocky outcrop, was chosen as the site for this unprecedented engineering feat. The island was leveled, and a massive reinforced concrete structure was built in its place, resembling the shape and function of a battleship. Completed in 1914, Fort Drum featured a 25 to 36 feet reinforced concrete superstructure. It was designed from the beginning to withstand heavy bombardment. It was equipped with 2 M1909 14-inch gun turrets, each housing 2 guns capable of firing projectiles up to 19 miles and an additional 2 armored casements with 6-inch guns. The fort also boasted extensive living quarters, ammunition storage, and facilities for the garrison, making it a self-sustaining fortress in the middle of Manilla Bay. During the Japanese invasion of the Philippines in December 1941, Fort Drum played a critical role in the defense of Manila Bay, along with other fortifications in the bay, helped delay Japanese forces in attempting to seize control of the Philippines' capital. Despite relentless bombardment from the Japanese aircraft and artillery, Fort Drum's reinforced concrete structure proved nearly impregnable, even to large 240mm shells fired from artillery mounted on barges. American and Allied forces held out until May of 1942, when the island of Corregidor finally surrendered. And like Corregidor, the garrison at Fort Drum also surrendered to Japanese forces, marking the end of the Philippines campaign. The fort remained under Japanese control until 1945, when U.S. forces launched a campaign to recapture Manila Bay. In April of 1945, during the liberation of the Philippines, U.S. forces devised a unique strategy to neutralize Fort Drum. Rather than risk heavy casualties in a direct assault, they attacked the island fortress with a small contingent of commandos. Since they knew that a direct bombardment would be futile, they filled part of the fort with fuel and incendiary materials, and after retreating a safe distance, ignited them. The blast created an inferno that burned for days. This operation effectively eliminated the Japanese garrison without significant American losses. The remains of Fort Drum, heavily damaged but still recognizable, stand as a stark reminder of its turbulent past. Today, Fort Drum is a symbol of military innovation and determination. Its design as a concrete battleship reflects the strategic priorities of the time, while its role in World War II highlight the resilience and ingenuity of both its defenders and attackers. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you might also be interested in this video. It's on Fort Stevens, guarding the mouth of the Columbia River on the Oregon coast. Or take a look at our Lost History playlist, featuring some really interesting stories from our past.